Hello everybody, and welcome to most likely the very last video of Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. So now that we've gone through every regular level on every floor, and we've also defeated Donkey Kong at least eight times. We are now going to be heading towards the rooftop to defeat Donkey Kong for the final time. Well, for the base game anyway. And look! Yeah, now we're essentially dealing with what you would normally go through if you were going through the past Donkey Kong games. Yeah, where you essentially have Mario would just climb up on these girders to actually reach the top to reach Donkey Kong. And also, not only that, the music that is currently playing right now is essentially an arrangement of the 25 meter theme as well. And it is also combined with the DK Island swing music from a Donkey Kong Country as well. So yeah, this is certainly something, isn't it? And also, as you can see on the top screen as well, this is essentially the only time, yeah, like I said previously, where Mario really doesn't do much in this game. But however, this final fight against Donkey Kong is really the only thing that Mario really ever gets to do. Yeah, he essentially assists the mini Mario's getting now he only really assists you by essentially tossing the mini Mario's towards Donkey Kong. As soon as the mini Mario's actually reach up. And not only that, not only do we have the usual standard of Donkey Kong tossing down barrels at you, but also we have the return of the oil drums. Where if any of those barrels actually go near it, then some fireballs will spawn into. Yeah, it's essentially this whole final level is essentially a homage to what you would go through in the previous Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. And with this nice mini Mario right up there, bam! And with that, DK has been defeated for the final time. Well, for the base game anyway. And here's where we get our ending, where we see this is essentially where Pauline has been kept all throughout this whole entire game. And now we have Donkey Kong essentially feeling bad about what he did. And then the mini Mario showed what Donkey Kong wanted from Pauline all along. And that is essentially the resolution for Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. Yeah, you would say all is one that ends well, but not really, considering. Yeah, the beginning of the next Mario vs. Donkey Kong title essentially has Donkey Kong kidnap Pauline again. Yeah, considering that he was too late in getting himself a ticket. Yeah, and that's when he gets upset again and he kidnaps Pauline again. But anyways, everyone, yeah. But anyways, everyone, yeah. With that said, that is the base game for Mario versus Mario versus. That is essentially the base game for Mario versus Donkey Kong 2. And now within the other Mario vs. Donkey Kong titles, now normally once you beaten the final boss, now they would do something like introduce world the plus worlds where you would go for the same worlds again. But this time there are different and more complicated levels to go through. Well, this is probably I would say this is the only Mario vs. Donkey Kong game that doesn't actually have anything like that. Yeah, there is no world pluses anywhere in this whole entire game. But however, as I said, yeah, while we actually went for the final fight with Donkey Kong, yeah, that is what I said was only gonna be for the base game. Yeah, and you're definitely gonna see, what I mean for when we actually get to that. You know, once we are done with the credits and whatnot. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, this right here is, this game is definitely a game that, even though that I still have some issues here and there, but I still enjoyed it overall. It's just that some levels, of trying to get every level to silver or gold stars, yeah, and it's just they are very, very complicated to do for me. But anyways, yeah, and as you saw there, yeah, now we get a final picture saying, thank you so much for to play my game. But anyways, then when we go back to the game, now we actually get ourselves access to the basement, aka DK's Hideout, which contains not one but two extra fights against him. And the levels themselves are essentially structured like what we went through for what we actually went through in that final fight. But however, you're not gonna be able to get it. But however, if you don't get access to enough silver or gold stars, yeah, as you can see here, yeah, you actually need 40 silver stars in order for you to get access to the first one, and 40 gold stars, and also 40 gold stars in order for you to be able to reach the second one. Yeah, so essentially, if you don't get enough silver or gold stars, yeah, then you are not going to be able to get access to those. Yeah, then you're not going to be able to get yourself access to those. Yeah, then you're not going to be able to get yourself access to those. But anyways, always everyone. Now as you can see here, now with the first extra fine is to essentially you need to get rid of all of these little bolts here. Yeah. Essentially, the platforms that disappear as soon as the mini Mario's actually when the mini Mario's actually walk or stand on them. Yeah, and as you can see, yeah, not only do you have to get rid of the bolts, not only the bolts on the bomb screen, but also the top screen as well too. Yeah, and if you actually time it just right, then you can actually get by for this one. You can actually get by for this one without even having to worry about any of these, without even having to worry about all of these fireballs. But however, do keep in mind, you may wanna utilize those hammers. Yeah, just so you can at least guarantee your safety against them. Yeah. But anyways, sorry everyone. Sorry everyone. And I guess I should point this out too. Is that now with the final fight, and also these extra 2 levels, is that your H bar for the mini Marios is are only going to be at 6. And if you lose 6, then it is game over, and you essentially have to start the fight all over. And with that right there is the first extra fight against Donkey Kong done. And by completing that one, we essentially just get the new image of Mario and Donkey Kong and a few mini Marios. Okay, now for the second one. Now, I guess I should point this out right now. Before this playthrough took place, before I even got this playthrough started, I have not once been able to get at least 40 gold stars, like, once. Meaning that I never even got to experience the second extra level once. Yeah, meaning that this right here will actually be the very first time me going through this. And as you can see, Donkey Kong actually throws down Jax. The mad spring enemies. Where you don't really see too much of actually in many video games. These Jacks only show up in the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and then we have this game. And then we have the stage then we have the 25-meter stage that they implemented for the Super Smash Bros. Series. And I think there was one other game, but I don't fully recall which one it was. But anyway, always everyone. Now as you can see, also within this level as well, not only do they bring back the fireballs again, but also with the way that you you defeat Donkey Kong this time, is that you essentially need to have the mini Marios push the giant barrel to push the giant barrel on top of him. Yes. So then the barrel itself will fall on him. And also, this is actually the second fight where they actually bring back the water drops from the 5th fight, from a boss fight number 5 in this game. Yeah, meaning that, now you can at least have yourself a way to protect yourself, like, from not only the fireballs, and also the jacks as well, too. It's just that, don't wait too long with that shield, because otherwise, the shield, will, run out eventually. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I guess what to point this out, too, is that, now you can actually have the other mini Marios stop in place. Yeah, you don't actually have to worry about having the mini Marios constantly moving. Yeah, meaning these are the only 3 levels where you do not have to worry about having the mini Marios constantly moving just so you can actually beat them. Yeah. And boom! And with that, that right there is the extra fine, the other extra fine of the game done. And now we get this final cutscene. It was essentially a small cutscene of Mario, Pauline, and Donkey Kong essentially performing a short orchestra. But here's everyone with that said. Yeah, that is essentially everything that there is to see for a Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 March of the Minis. Yeah, this was once again another short playthrough. But even though there were fuck ups here and there, but I still enjoyed it, and I am hoping that you guys did as well. But anyways, everyone, thank you all so much for watching this playthrough, and so until the next one, I'll see you all later.